Hi, I'm Donnie Taylor, and this is the Non-Stop Podcast. Today, our sponsors are Rode Microphones and our Wallets. You can learn more about them in the description below. I'm your host, Donnie Taylor, and this is Andrew Can, our CEO/founder of Non-Stop Films. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. I'm very excited to be here. I'm a little sick, but hopefully I can push through it.
Well, I hope you can get through it as well. How are you feeling about our first podcast?
I'm very excited to be here. It took us a little while to get here. We've had a lot of practice, I can say that much.
Too much practice, more so my fault on that end. Well, it's my first time.
This is what I'll say. Disney World didn't open with success. They had a lot of failures, so now they're a week to open with success.
I want to open with success, but I keep messing up. That's fine. The point of this podcast is weekly updates on our company to introduce some of our crew members and just talk week by week. It comes out Fridays at 6 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I went through puberty. I'm sorry, Donnie.
Don't do that too much because you can only go through puberty so many times before you're done.
This episode, I'm going to sound like this. Next time I'm on, I'm like, hello, everyone.
If you're actually, what I want to happen is we just get halfway through this episode and it just suddenly deepens. That's all I want.
I can't guarantee that's going to happen, but I'll do my best.
So, who we are as a company is just...
We're a bunch of guys and gals that like to make films. I mean, we essentially started after a majority of us worked on a TV pilot together. I can't say much more than that, but that didn't go too well, so I was jokingly said we should start a company, and, well, it started as a joke, but now it's a real thing.
So I do want to talk a little bit about you today to kind of get to know you better. And in future episodes, we'll bring other crew members on, and you'll get to learn more about them. But anyway, about you, what inspired you to create Non-Stop Films?
Well, honestly, like I said, it started out as a joke, but when we didn't get what we worked so hard on, it kind of took us all back to square one, and I realized that we all worked really well together as a group. So when you have a lot of talented people who all like to do things and you all have a similar mindset, it's really a shame to not capitalize on that and utilize your talents together. So I decided to start the film company because really it was more of a natural progression, if anything. And I love working with everyone. We got a lot of good people.
I wish I could have actually worked with everyone on the pilot. I didn't get that to do that, but
it was offered to you. I do want to preface that.
At the time, I was young and dumb, but it's fine. I actually started working with you on Tyler's project, which was just...
Oh, what a project that was. It was a lot of fun, but whew.
That was
a project.
That was hell in a handbasket.
I like to preface that project as everything that can go wrong on a film set went wrong, and that was a great shoot just for that, because literally, I told him, you gotta get used to some things going wrong. Everything went wrong.
It's just... his luck. He has terrible luck. I mean, how many problems did we had? We had the couch incident where literally it's a scene where two people were supposed to be close together and the couch had a divider in the middle of it. So we had to switch the couches.
It was the scene from SpongeBob. You, me, and this brick wall between us.
Yeah, and then we had a copywritten shirt and what else? Lighting issues, I know that.
The memory card almost deleted itself. Everything could go wrong went wrong.
Just so many problems. But, I mean, it eventually turned out pretty well, right?
It ended up working. Tyler was able to get a good deal with Rode Microphones, helping you out there.
Yeah. Rode's the best.
They really are good. We joke, but we really do appreciate everything Rode does for us.
But... as the company, what do you plan for it in the future?
Well, hopefully after, 18 years, it'll go off to college. I'm hoping it'll go to Harvard. I'm joking.
But you need to start saving now so you can afford the student loans.
You're not even wrong. We can hope for free college. But in all seriousness, what I hope for with the company is the ability to create stories, because we got a lot of people who have unique different backgrounds and different experiences, and we recently did a short film together, which was a combination of a lot of ideas that went very well. You can watch the trailer on YouTube. Shout-outs to ourselves. Oh, gosh. I don't know how many shameless promos I'm going to do. I'm sorry, Donnie. But
I mean, it's fine. Do as many promos as you want.
You can catch Donnie at McSwooty Is that it?
Yes, my Twitter handle is. It's actually at Swooty Booty, not Mick. The Mick is for my gamer tag.
Okay, that's where I got confused. Anyway, in all seriousness, back to the question. I really want to keep releasing films, releasing content, because we have a really good group of people here. I'm sorry.
You're absolutely fine. I understand being sick. You're sick because you went to Seattle.
Yeah, I went to Seattle, went to see my best friend, Pat. Got to meet my godchild some more. He's really fun, but my body decided it hated me on the way back, and it's like, you know what, you had fun? Not anymore.
At least it saved all of that for after the trip.
You're not even wrong. At least it held out.
Did it give you any time off of work at all?
No. I immediately had to go back into work. You know me, though. I work non-stop.
Hence the name of the company.
Honestly, yeah, that's how it happened.
You named the company because we had to stay up till like 4 a.m.
Which time?
In the morning. Well, I'm gonna go with the first time, which is again Tyler's project. We stayed up till 4 a.m. trying to get the bedroom scene, I think.
Yeah, we always are in bedrooms, because even on the film we did, The Pecking Order, we were at one of our actresses' houses until 4 a.m. and then we did Waffle House, where we had a debate over waffle versus
hash browns.
That was great.
I still say waffles win.
Hash browns.
Waffles.
Let us know in the comments. Waffles or hash browns?
Hashtag Team Waffles.
Oh gosh, this is how we're starting.
The first non-stop podcast. Hashtag Team Waffles.
Hashtag hash browns.
Hashtag Team Waffles, though. But how did you yourself get into filming and filmmaking?
Honestly, it really stems back to my grandfather. My grandfather used to watch a lot of films, so he would watch a lot of older films, and I remember watching like things like Casablanca, watching The Most Dangerous Game, the original King Kong, and just his admiration for the craft, and just watching these films where it was the first time they did things like that. Like King Kong's the first monster movie. Like, we're saturated to it now, but imagine seeing for the first time a monster on the big screen, and just the possibilities that can bring is something that's always intrigued me, and that's kind of what got me into filmmaking.
That had to be like when The Wizard of Oz came out in color.
I love that, because people threw up because they weren't used to color. Like, they got mentally sick, which is hilarious, because nowadays we take color for granted, but that was huge back then.
I wonder what it would take today to get people to throw up from something new.
Honestly, I think, like, projections could do that, because imagine, like, when we get to the point where we can have holographic projections, like, you feel like you're there, because I know we project on the big screen, but imagine...
Well, there's 3D, but...
There's actually a 4D where they put you in it, like, your seat's shaking.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's amazing.
I know they did 4D with, like smells would come out of the seat.
And, like, Disney World and places like that, the World of Coke in Atlanta, they have 4D rides, and it's weird because, like, you're just watching a movie, and all of a sudden your seat starts moving, and you're like, oh, I guess we're not watching a movie.
The only time I've ever been in anything like that is an airplane simulator at a museum. That was pretty fun, but I would honestly puke if that happened at a movie.
You got it. It's worse when you're not expecting it. Because, like, it says 4D movie, but I'm like, we don't do anything with the third dimension. What are we going to do in the fourth one?
I don't think even a lot of people buy 3D.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like the idea that every movie nowadays is in 3D. I used to like it when they actually would plan around it, but even then, it leads to weird random scenes where it's like, it's clear that this isn't in 3D. I don't know why I'm trying to do it for our audience here, but...
We can always try. We can have put the glasses on
that'll
now.
Be our 33rd episode of the podcast. We'll just do it in 3D.
Now introducing 3D. I still want to have the put the glasses on now. Like,
you're just gonna make it hard for our editor in post.
I mean, yeah, why not?
Why not?
But
yeah, she doesn't.
We should, yeah, as a company, we should start doing 3D. Just because 3D, 4D, 4K, why not?
You hear it here. He's the reason if we ever do like a 3D thing.
I mean, we could be like Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Look, man, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna just put some brakes right into that train.
Why not? Did you not like the movie?
I mean, like, it's not the worst thing Taylor Lautner has been in. I will say that.
I don't know. Some would argue. Yeah, Twilight. But as a company. What has been the best thing about this company so far?
I would probably say the most rewarding thing is just watching, like I said, a talented group of people come together. Because we've had days where we were on set for our film. Like I said, I keep bringing the film because it's the most recent thing we did, where we were there in late into the night, and I'm talking the latest we once left. We left the high school at 2 a.m., which was the weirdest thing.
I went to that high school for 4 years, and I wanted to leave as fastly as possible.
It's weird at night though, because it's cool. It's like it's weirdly serene at night, and being the only ones in it, and just having that level of trust from the faculty was weird, because they're like, "We trust you with it. Don't blow it up." And I'm like, "Is that don't blow it up? Has that happened?"
Yeah. Well, I mean, the not learning part really helped as well.
Yeah, we learned a lot, just not that. Yeah. We learned how to deal with each other, I will say, in that film.
So, as a little bit of a curveball to you, what's the worst thing about the company?
Tax season.
Tax season?
It's the worst part about anything. Like, I make the joke, but there's an industry behind the film thing. So, like, I love filming, but it's tax time right now, so I gotta go meet with my tax guy, and, like, I did my own personal tax, and that was easy, and I was like, the company tax is a whole new world for me.
I can't imagine it'd be easy. I've never even done taxes, honestly.
I think you need to go to a tax guy.
Look.
Do you make over... well, we won't talk about that.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's talk about it. Do you make over $5,000 a year?
Yes.
Then you need to do taxes.
Look.
We haven't...
I still got time.
IRS, why would the IRS be watching?
I don't know, but if they did and I got audited because of you, I swear.
Don't make me laugh. Die.
So, besides obviously tax season, what's the most exciting thing this year?
Like this year for the company?
Well, yeah. Actually, what you'll be doing this year, the most exciting thing you'll be doing.
Honestly, attending film festivals is going to be a lot of fun. We plan on vlogging it, which I will probably get Stacy on top of. But if she decides she doesn't, I will. And it's going to be interesting because I've been to red carpets, but no one else in the company has. So I get to watch people who've never been on a red carpet deal with a red carpet for the first time. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm just going to let you go.
Again, I'm gonna try and find an etiquette class.
An etiquette class?
An etiquette class. Don't they still teach those?
They do.
I'm just going to find one of those.
You're going to find an Emily Dickens class in 2017? I
will try.
Good luck.
In Mississippi, yep.
I mean, like, it's funny because, yes, we're based in Mississippi, but we're traveling to places with more culture, and I'm just so terrified of how well you're going to do.
I'll do my best.
How do you think our assistant director's going to do? Sam, huh?
Maybe she'll be really bad in the beginning, get really decent in the middle, and then be bad again at the end.
It peaks and goes down.
Yeah, it's like the economic graph, you know? You have the peak, the trough, then recovery.
I like how we've gone from, like, things like staying up to 4 a.m. to the economic graph on this first podcast.
I actually just finished up an economic class, like, last semester, so I'll talk all economics all day.
Special episode.
Just economics.
I'll do government and you do economics.
So, I know you're a boxer. So, how much fun do you have with boxing?
Well, like, when I switched from briefs, it was really relaxing.
It said boxing, not boxers.
You said, yeah, I know you're a boxer.
Yeah, but you're a boxer, not a boxer wearer.
Actually, I am wearing boxers today. In all seriousness.
Oh, did I know that?
Good point. I'm actually really excited to go back into boxing. I really love the craft of it. It's a lot more strategic than people realize. And you actually, I help you do fitness and stuff, and you've learned a little bit of boxing. So you know that there's a lot of combination and a lot of thought that actually goes into boxing. And that, for me, is fun because you get to strategically think over someone while it's also a physical prowess skill, which is cool in its own right.
It's not easy at all.
Yeah, I remember the first day you actually started, you're like, I thought it was just throwing punches, and I'm like, oh, that's what they all think.
So, how does it feel whenever you get in the ring?
It is terrifying, but rewarding at the same time. I like to think of it like giving a speech or doing anything in front of a group of people, really. Because you go in hoping for the best, but you truly don't know what's going to happen until you're there. It's also kind of like being in a film festival. Like, you know you're there, and you submit a film, but you never know what's going to happen. It can go well or it can go awful. So you hope for the best, but expect the worst. And the second you hear the bell, your heart It starts because it's real. Because you can think about it as much as you want, but when you're there and when you're feeling it for the first time, it's completely different than anything else.
You ever have like a Rocky moment? You ever get beaten and then, train for months on end and come back?
I never had a heavyweight championship title, but God, if I did, well, I'm not even the weight class. I'd be a bantamweight championship title. I'm actually 110 after the sickness. I'm back. I dropped. I'm at 136 or 134 right now. I weighed myself this morning. I dropped down 20 pounds through the sickness.
Wow.
I was way underweight.
Yeah, I didn't even realize you lost that much.
Yeah, like I said,
It's been scary.
I mean, I went to the hospital.
Oh well, you've been to the hospital a lot.
You make it sound like I'm always there.
No, but whenever you do go, you never listen.
Look, man, I'm stubborn.
So, you want to tell us the story about the pilot? The time you went to the hospital?
Oh, which time? I went 3 times during that pilot.
I think you were at the skate park here, and you got overheated, so you had to go to the hospital.
So I was telling everyone, you gotta drink water. I was making sure everyone was drinking water. But then I forgot I'm also a person that should be drinking water. So everyone else was hydrated, but I was sorely not hydrated.
Didn't you get like sun poisoning or something?
Yeah, I got sun poisoning. I was very dehydrated. Everything was super warm on me, and when they saw me, they were like, "Get him fluids immediately!" And I'm like, "I'm not thirsty." I was even in the hospital. I was like, "I'm not thirsty."
Did you ever sunburn? I don't think I've ever seen a person.
I've sunburned
so tan sunburn.
once, and it was the worst experience. We went to it was me, my friend Ernest, and my now ex. We went to Ship Island, which is an island in Mississippi, and never sunburned before. I put on sunscreen, didn't matter. I was red. I was in so much pain. My back was so warm that the shirt I was wearing was a very thin shirt. Actually, like the threading on it was starting to fray from my warmth.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was awful.
How long were you out in the sun?
19 hours.
Jeez. Yeah, that'll do it.
What was funny about it is my ex she fell asleep in a tent because she was so pale, and her leg was out, and half her butt got burnt, but her butt and one leg got burnt. It was hilarious.
That in my head that looks really weird.
She was completely pale here, super red. Her toes were burnt.
Wow, was she in like a lot of pain?
Oh yeah, I was in the worst pain comparatively though, because I'd never experienced it. She was used to it. She was pale. I'm tan.
Well, you're Italian. So.
Yeah, I know, but I have one. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna get nice. I got the best tan ever afterwards, but it was not worth the pain.
Is that around when you started your YouTube channel, or
God,
long
no.
before?
I've had my gaming channel now since 3 years now.
3 years. And how about your personal channel?
Personal channel started in 2016.
2016, and we can, if you want, pimp out your channel.
YouTube.com/Andrew K. It's Andrew Can on YouTube, the verified one.
Yeah, but what about We Can Game?
We Can Game is my gaming channel, but you mentioned my personal channel.
Both of them. Why not? You're the more famous one here.
Like, I'm hurt, but like I have no comeback.
What do you mean you're hurt? I don't want to hurt you.
You're famous to me.
Well, yeah.
The bromance has to start on episode 1, Don.
Bromance. What would be our ship name, though?
Tell us in the comments below. We'll let them do the work.
Andrew and Donnie. With an IE, by the way. Most people spell it with a Y, but it's an IE, I promise.
And he likes to put a little heart on that eye, so if you're going to do fanfic, I want the heart on the eye.
We could be just Annie.
But are we okay?
No, we're not okay.
We're
not
okay.
at all. How much fun do you have for your YouTube channel on like a daily basis?
I have a lot of fun, actually. Recently, I started playing a game called Black Mesa, which is a remastering of the original Half-Life. I made the mistake of saying I've never played Half-Life on the internet, and the internet decided that's going to be something we like. So I played Half-Life in 2014, and I played all the games in the series, including like the spin-off games. So throughout that time, the one thing I kept getting told was, hey, have you ever heard of the remake Black Mesa? And the first time I got it, I'm like, okay, I'll put it. Got that comment 10,000 times. I'll tell you, I've heard of Black Mesa. But honestly, though, I'm playing it now, and I appreciate it more because it's doing better than anything I've ever done. So watching my audience just really enjoy it is super rewarding, and I'm having a lot of fun playing the game because I kind of know what to expect. But because it's a remaster, but they add new things. So at this one point, I know what to expect, but in the other part, it's all new.
You know, I would love to comment on Half-Life with you. I have never played it. I'm behind.
Make him play it.
No.
Give him the same stuff you gave me, Internet.
No, I'm good because apparently, you know, anyone who plays Half-Life will just forever say, "Where's Half-Life 3?" Just like if you play Left 4 Dead or Portal.
You would understand a lot. I never understood it. Get to Half-Life 2, Episode 2. You're there. What happens, happens, and you're like, okay, I get it. I get it.
Is it like the classic every company ever always messing up right at the end?
No, in fact, they leave you on such a cliffhanger.
Well, that's just Valve, though.
You're not wrong. But honestly, I could argue I don't think we need a Portal 3 because Portal 2 does very well.
Yeah.
Like, it ends pretty well.
It ends pretty good.
And honestly, play Portal Stories Mel. Great game. It's a add-on which kind of bridges the gap between 1 and 2 if you're looking for more Portal.
I've also never played that. I played Portal 1 and 2. Never played...
You would enjoy Mel. It's a really good game. The developers of that game actually watched my Let's Play of it, which was super, weird. They commented, "We really enjoyed your commentary." And I'm like, "I really enjoyed your game."
Wow, they just sound like robots in that.
Well, it's only because I'm sick, but it's weird to think that someone who made something I enjoyed watched what I made. Because, I'm like, no, you can't watch me.
So how many people watch your YouTube videos on average?
I average depending the series, honestly, between 30 to 500 views a video, depending what game I am doing.
And I know you have some, hardcore fans. How does that feel?
It's really odd, honestly. It was it's when originally I started the gaming channel to keep my editing skills sharp, because if you're an editor, you need to keep editing, and I didn't have access to a company like I do now. So I thought gaming would be a good way to keep at my craft, keep doing it every day, keep at that hustle. So I did it with no one watching. And then, I got a dedicated fan base. I recently hit 1,750 subscribers, but my channel is averaging about 25,000 views a month, which is crazy. 25,000 people are watching monthly, and I'm like, why?
That sounds awesome, though.
I know it's not the biggest number, but when you think about 25,000 people, 1,000 people fills up a stadium, so 25,000 people is 25 stadiums full.
It's a lot of stadiums. If you ever want to do anything live, you're going to have to go out and rent a lot.
I'm going to rent a stadium.
Well, you have to rent 25 stadiums.
Clearly. We got to make sure.
I don't know how you'd get them close together or anything like that, but 25 stadiums just to be safe.
To be safe, of course. I mean, I could ask you the same question. How do you think you're going to feel when we start getting fans of the podcast?
That's going to be weird. Yeah, because, I've heard stories from you about having, certain people approach you and recognize you. I couldn't deal with that.
It happened mostly for me at VidCon, where I work for TubeBuddy. Didn't plan that at all. Actually, that was not planned. I was just came from work. But people recognized me, and they're like, "You're Andrew." And I'm like, "Who are you?" And they're like, "I love TubeBuddy." I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
The initial reaction of, "Do I know you?" Or...
It's weird because they know almost everything about you, but you're like, "And what? How do you?" But then you realize, "Oh, I'm online."
Didn't you have a little kid and his father?
Oh yeah, I had a 4-year-old recognize me. It was a dad and son combo, and they watched the videos together. And the kid recognizes me, but the dad doesn't. The kid goes, "I know you." And I get a tap on the shoulder, and the dad's like, "Why does my son know you?" And I look at the kid, I don't know who this is. And then he's like, "You better start answering my questions." And I'm like, I don't know how your son knows. And I'm luckily wearing my TubeBuddy shirt at the time. And he goes, "TubeBuddy, Dad." And he goes, oh, Andrew." And I'm like, "Yes."
What that dad must have initially thought is just...
Who knows? I was terrified. I was terrified. I'm like, I don't know how this kid knows me.
That is actually all the time we have for today. I want to thank you for being on the podcast.
I want to thank you for having me. Let's give a round of applause for our host, Donnie, in the comments. I don't know how you're going to do that, but...
We'll just Go to any site ever, get the generic, crowd clapping. Do that. Why not? But, yeah, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching the Non-Stop Podcast.